Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm taking you on an unforgettable journey to a place I absolutely love, the Philippines. This isn't just another travel video. We're going deep, really deep, into the heart and soul of this incredible archipelago. Forget what you think you know, because I'm about to show you a side of the Philippines that will blow your mind. We're talking more than just beautiful beaches. We're talking about eccentric traditions, mind-blowing facts, hidden paradises that seem to defy reality, and fascinating habits that make this country truly one of a kind. This is the real Philippines, raw and unfiltered. From the world's longest underground river to a Christmas celebration that lasts for months, this journey is packed with surprises. We will explore ancient burial rites that hang from cliffs, discover the world's smallest active volcano sitting inside a lake, and join in a massive food fight where hands are the only utensils. This is a story of resilience, creativity, and incredible community spirit. You will see why this nation is so much more than its stunning landscapes. It's the people and their unique culture that make it truly special. So, if you're ready for an adventure that will change the way you see the world, you've come to the right place. Get ready to be amazed, to be inspired, and to fall in love with the Philippines. Before we dive in, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment to let me know you're here, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. You won't want to miss the incredible travel stories we have coming up. Let's go! Alright, let's start with something huge, literally. When you think of the Philippines, you probably think of islands. But how many? 1,000? 2,000? Not even close. The Philippines is an archipelago made up of over 7,641 islands. That's right, 7,641. To put that into perspective, if you visited one island every single day, it would take you almost 21 years to see them all. That is an insane amount of coastline, beaches, and hidden coves just waiting to be explored. This isn't just about the number, it's about the incredible diversity that comes with it. Each island or group of islands has its own unique culture, its own dialect, its own food, and its own vibe. You can go from the bustling, high-energy streets of Luzon, where Manila is, to the serene, almost untouched beauty of Palawan. You can explore the volcanic landscapes of the Bicol region, or dive into the rich history of the Visayas. It's like having hundreds of different countries all packed into one. The sheer scale is mind-boggling. Many of these islands are uninhabited, pristine paradises that look like they've been plucked straight from a movie. Imagine having a perfect white sand beach all to yourself, surrounded by crystal-clear turquoise water. That's a reality here. This geographical makeup has shaped the Filipino people, making them resilient, adaptable, and incredibly diverse. They are a nation connected, yet separated by the sea. So, when you see the Philippines on a map, don't just see a few dots in the ocean. See the thousands of stories, the thousands of adventures, and the thousands of worlds contained within this one incredible country. This massive number of islands is the foundation for everything that makes the Philippines so special, and we are just getting started on uncovering its secrets. This is not just a country, it's a universe of islands. Now let's go from the vastness of the ocean to the darkness of the earth. Deep within the island of Palawan, which is often called the most beautiful island in the world, lies a secret. A river that doesn't flow under the sun, but through a mountain. This is the Puerto Princesa subterranean river, and it is a true wonder of the natural world. It's not just any underground river, it is the longest navigable underground river in the world, stretching over 8.2 kilometers. That's 5 miles of waterway hidden inside a cave system. Getting here is an adventure in itself. You take a boat to a secluded beach, then walk through a jungle filled with monkeys and monitor lizards. At the mouth of the cave, you board a small paddle boat and glide into complete darkness. The only light comes from your guide's headlamp, which reveals a cathedral of stone. The silence is broken only by the dripping of water and the flapping of thousands of bats that call this cave home. It feels like you've entered another world, a prehistoric realm untouched by time. The cave system is immense. The river flows directly into the sea, and its lower portion is subject to tidal influences, creating a unique and significant ecosystem. Inside, you'll see massive chambers, some stretching up to 80 meters high, filled with incredible rock formations called stalactites and stalagmites. The guides have given them names based on what they resemble: a cathedral, the Holy Family, and even a giant mushroom. It's a testament to the power of water and time, sculpting masterpieces in the dark. This place is so important, so unique, that it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of nature. It's a reminder that some of the world's greatest treasures are not built by man, but hidden by nature itself. To float on this river is to feel small in the face of nature's grand design. It's a humbling, awe-inspiring experience that shows you the Philippines is not just beautiful on the surface, but deep within its core. In most parts of the world, Christmas is a season that lasts for a few weeks in December. But in the Philippines, that's not enough. Not even close. Filipinos have the longest Christmas celebration in the entire world. The festive season here doesn't start in December, or even November. It begins on September 1st. Yes, you heard that right. As soon as the calendar flips to the first bear month, you'll start hearing Christmas carols in the malls and seeing decorations go up. This isn't just a small thing, it's a nationwide phenomenon. For 4 incredible months, the country is wrapped in the spirit of Christmas. Radio stations switch their playlists to include holiday classics, and families start planning their Noche Buena, the grand Christmas Eve feast. The highlight of the decorations is the parol, a star-shaped lantern that symbolizes the Star of Bethlehem. You see them everywhere, hanging from windows, streetlights, and trees, in all shapes, sizes, and colors. It's a beautiful, uniquely Filipino tradition. Why so long? It's a reflection of the Filipino culture's deep-rooted Christian faith and their love for family, food, and celebration. Christmas is the most important holiday of the year, a time for family reunions, for giving, and for immense joy. The long countdown builds anticipation and spreads the festive cheer over a longer period, helping people cope with the stresses of life. It's a season of hope and happiness that they choose to extend for as long as possible. So, if you're a Christmas lover, you know where to go. Imagine experiencing 120 days of holiday spirit. From September to the first Sunday of January, the Feast of the Three Kings, the Philippines is a non-stop Christmas party. It's a beautiful expression of their joyful and optimistic culture, proving that when it comes to celebrating, Filipinos simply do it bigger, better, and much, much longer than anyone else on the planet. You cannot talk about the Philippines without talking about this. It's loud, it's colorful, it's crowded, and it is the undisputed king of the Filipino road. I'm talking about the jeepney. This is not just a mode of transportation, it is a national symbol. A rolling piece of art that represents the creativity, resilience, and spirit of the Filipino people. Each jeepney is unique, flamboyantly decorated with vibrant colors, religious art, funny slogans, and chrome ornaments. No two are ever the same. The story of the jeepney is a story of ingenuity. After World War II, American troops left behind thousands of military jeeps. Instead of letting them rust, resourceful Filipinos transformed them. They extended the chassis to fit more passengers, added a roof for protection from the sun and rain, and painted them with every color imaginable. They turned a symbol of war into a symbol of peace and public service. That is the Filipino spirit in a nutshell, taking what you have and making it something amazing. Riding a jeepney is an experience every visitor must have. You hop on the back and find a seat on one of the 2 benches that face each other. There are no designated stops. You just shout para, which means stop, when you want to get off. To pay, you pass your fare to the person next to you, who passes it to the next, and so on, until it reaches the driver. This chain of hands is called bayad. It's a system built on trust and cooperation, a small daily dance of community. Today, the classic jeepney is facing changes, with modern, more eco-friendly versions being introduced. But the legacy of the original king of the road will never fade. It's more than just a bus, it's a cultural icon, a moving museum of folk art, and a testament to Filipino resourcefulness. It represents a journey, not just from one place to another, but from a post-war past to a vibrant, creative present. The jeepney is, and always will be, the heart of the Filipino street. Get ready for some geographical inception, because this next fact is a real mind-bender. The Philippines is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, so it has its fair share of volcanoes, but one of them is unlike any other in the world. Meet the Taal Volcano. It is one of the world's smallest active volcanoes, but what makes it truly bizarre is its location. It's a volcano sitting inside a lake, which itself is the caldera of a much larger ancient volcano. It's a volcano island in a lake on an island. Let me break that down. You have the island of Luzon, the main island of the Philippines. On that island, there is a massive body of water called Taal Lake. In the middle of Taal Lake, there is a small island, which is the Taal Volcano. And until its recent eruption, inside the crater of that volcano, there was another lake, with an even smaller island in it called Vulcan Point. It was an island in a lake on an island in a lake on an island. It's nature's Russian doll. Despite its small stature, Taal is the second most active volcano in the Philippines. It has erupted over 30 times, a constant reminder of the powerful forces rumbling beneath the earth. Its beauty is deceptive. From the nearby city of Tagaytay, the view is breathtakingly serene. The small cone of the volcano sits peacefully in the vast shimmering lake, looking like a perfect postcard. But the people who live along the lake shore know its power all too well. The Taal volcano is a perfect example of the duality of nature in the Philippines, stunningly beautiful, but also incredibly powerful and dangerous. It's a geological marvel that attracts scientists and tourists from all over the world, all trying to wrap their heads around its unique structure. It's a place that reminds you that even the smallest things can hold immense power, and that the earth is full of incredible, mind-bending surprises. Are you tired of using forks and spoons? Do you want to eat with a huge group of friends in the most fun way possible? Then you need to experience a boodle fight. This is not a fight with food, but a fight for food, and it's a beloved Filipino tradition. Imagine a long table covered in banana leaves. On top of these leaves is a mountain of food, heaps of steaming white rice, grilled fish, barbecued pork, chicken adobo, salted eggs, fresh tomatoes, and mangoes. There are no plates, no cutlery, just your hands. The term boodle fight comes from the military, where it was a practice for cadets to eat together in a messy, free-for-all manner to build camaraderie. The tradition has since been adopted into civilian life and is now a popular way to celebrate birthdays, fiestas, or any kind of get-together. It's all about sharing, community, and breaking down social barriers. When everyone is eating with their hands from the same pile of food, there's no room for formality. It's pure, unadulterated fun. The signal to start is usually a shout of attack, and then everyone digs in. You use your hands, a practice known as kamayan, to scoop up rice and a bit of everything else, mold it into a small ball, and pop it into your mouth. It might seem messy at first, but Filipinos are experts at it. There's a belief that food tastes better when eaten with your hands, that it connects you more deeply to what you're eating. And honestly, after trying it, I think they might be right. A boodle fight is more than just a meal. It's a cultural experience. It embodies the Filipino values of generosity, hospitality, and togetherness. It's about sharing blessings and enjoying the simple pleasure of a good meal with good company. It's loud, it's a little chaotic, and it's one of the most joyful dining experiences you will ever have. So next time you're in the Philippines, forget the fancy restaurants and find a boodle fight. It's a feast you'll never forget.
North and South Medley.
If you think you've been to a wild party, you haven't seen anything yet. Welcome to the Adi-Adihan Festival in Kalibo, Aklan. This is not just a festival. It's an explosion of energy, a riot of color, and a week-long street party that is often called the mother of all Philippine festivals. The main event involves thousands of people, both locals and tourists, painting their faces and bodies with black soot to resemble the original ATI indigenous people, and then dancing in the streets for hours on end. The festival has deep historical and religious roots. It commemorates a 13th century pact between migrating chieftains and the local ATI tribe, and it also honors the Santo Niño, or the infant Jesus. This blend of pagan history and Catholic devotion is what makes Ati-Atihan so unique. The air is filled with the constant, hypnotic beat of drums. Groups of drummers, each with their own rhythm, march through the streets, and everyone just falls in behind them, dancing with wild abandon. The energy is infectious. The motto of the festival is Hala Bira, Puera Pasma, which roughly translates to go for it, no getting tired, and they really mean it. The dancing goes on for days, culminating in a massive procession on the final Sunday. You don't just watch the Ati-Atihan, you become part of it. Strangers will smear paint on your face, offer you a drink, and pull you into their dancing circle. It's a celebration that completely dissolves the line between spectator and participant. Ati-Atihan is a raw, primal, and incredibly spiritual experience. It's a celebration of history, faith, and the pure joy of being alive. It's a chance to let go of all your inhibitions and get lost in the rhythm of the drums and the movement of the crowd. It is one of the oldest and most vibrant festivals in the Philippines, and it shows the Filipino capacity for ecstatic celebration and deep-seated tradition, all in one paint-smeared, drum-beating, glorious mess. In a world dominated by social media apps and instant messaging, there's one country that still holds a surprising world record. The Philippines is known as the texting capital of the world. For years, Filipinos have been sending more text messages, or SMS, than any other nation on Earth. We're not talking about a few million messages. At its peak, Filipinos were sending over 2 billion text messages every single day. That's more than the USA and Europe combined. This phenomenon started in the early 2000s. While the rest of the world was still figuring out mobile phones, Filipinos embraced texting with incredible passion. It was cheap, it was reliable, and it was the perfect way to stay connected with family and friends, which is incredibly important in Filipino culture. Mobile phone companies offered text or unlimited texting promos for just a few pesos, and the nation got hooked. Texting became the primary mode of communication for everyone, from students to business people to grandparents. The way Filipinos text is also an art form in itself. They developed a kind of shorthand or jejemon language to type faster and fit more into a single message, long before Twitter's character limits. Words are shortened, letters are replaced with numbers, and a whole new slang was born out of the necessity of speed and efficiency. It was a grassroots linguistic evolution driven by technology. It became a way to express identity and connect with peers. Even today, with the rise of apps like Messenger and WhatsApp, the culture of constant communication that was built on texting remains. Filipinos are hyper-connected. They are constantly in touch with their loved ones, whether they are across the street or across the ocean. This title of texting capital is more than just a fun fact. It's a window into the soul of the Filipino people, showing their deep need for connection, community, and keeping family ties strong, one short message at a time. Now we're moving on to something that is famous or perhaps infamous around the world. It's a street food that will test your courage. It is called balut. And yes, it is a fertilized duck egg, incubated for about 14 to 21 days, then boiled and eaten directly from the shell. Inside, you won't just find yolk and white. You'll find a developing duck embryo, complete with tiny, soft bones, and sometimes even feathers and a beak. It is, without a doubt, one of the most controversial delicacies on the planet. But in the Philippines, balut is not seen as strange or gross. It's a beloved snack, a staple of street food culture. You'll hear vendors walking the streets at night calling out balut. It's considered a high-protein hearty snack, often enjoyed with a sprinkle of salt or a splash of spicy vinegar. It's also believed to be an aphrodisiac and is a popular food to eat while drinking beer with friends. For Filipinos, it's a normal part of life, as common as a hot dog in America. There's a specific ritual to eating balut. First, you crack a small hole in the top of the shell and sip the warm, savory broth inside. This liquid is considered by many to be the best part. After you've drunk the soup, you peel away more of the shell to reveal the contents. You'll see the yolk, the white, which can be hard and rubbery, and the embryo itself. Then you just season it and eat it. It's a challenge for many foreigners, a rite of passage for the adventurous traveler. Balut tells you something important about Filipino culture: a practical, no-waste approach to food and a palate that embraces textures and flavors that might seem unusual to outsiders. It's a food that generates strong reactions. But to dismiss it is to miss out on a genuine piece of Filipino identity. It's more than just a weird egg. It's a cultural touchstone, a late-night tradition, and a test of your culinary bravery. So, will you try it? High in the mountains of the northern Philippines, in a small town called Sagada, you will find a burial tradition that is over 2,000 years old. It is a tradition that, honestly, defies gravity and really challenges our ideas of how we honor the dead. Here, you won't find cemeteries on the ground. Instead, you look up. Because in Sagada, the coffins are hanging from the sides of limestone cliffs. This is the incredible and ancient practice of the hanging coffins. This unique burial ritual was practiced by the Igorot people of this region. They believed that hanging the coffins had several purposes. First, it brought the deceased closer to heaven and their ancestral spirits. By placing them high up on the cliffs, they believed their souls would have an easier journey to the afterlife. It was also a practical way to keep the bodies safe from wild animals, and, in times of tribal warfare, from headhunting enemies. The higher a person's coffin was hung, the more respected they were in the community. The process itself is steeped in tradition. Often, the elderly would carve their own coffins from a hollowed-out log before they died. After their passing, their bodies would be placed in the fetal position, a symbol of returning to the womb and being born into the next life. This is why the coffins are often so short, usually less than a meter long. The body would be smoked to preserve it, and then carried by the men of the village up the treacherous cliffs to its final resting place. Today, this tradition is no longer widely practiced, with most Igorot people opting for Christian burials. But the hanging coffins remain, silent sentinels clinging to the rock face, a powerful and visible link to a mystical past. Visiting Echo Valley in Sagada and seeing these coffins for yourself is a deeply moving experience. It's a stark, beautiful reminder of the diversity of human culture and the many different ways we seek to understand life, death, and what comes after. We all know the story of the old woman who lived in a shoe. But what about a shoe so big you could actually live in it? For that, you have to go to Marikina City in the Philippines. Marikina is known as the shoe capital of the Philippines for its long and proud history of shoemaking. And to celebrate that heritage, they decided to do something big, really big. They created the world's largest pair of shoes, certified by the Guinness World Records. These are not just slightly oversized shoes, they are gigantic. Each shoe measures over 5 meters long, 2 meters wide, and almost 2 meters high. They are so big that several people can stand inside one of them at the same time. They were made to fit a person who would be 37.5 meters, or 125 feet tall. It took a team of skilled shoemakers 77 days to create them, using traditional methods, just on a massive scale. They are a testament to the incredible craftsmanship of the Marikina artisans. The city of Marikina takes its shoe industry very seriously. It has been the center of Filipino footwear production for over a century. The industry has faced challenges from cheap imports, but the spirit of shoemaking lives on. The city has a shoe museum, housed in an old rice mill, which famously contains part of the controversial shoe collection of former First Lady Imelda Marcos. But the real pride of the city is the skill passed down through generations of local zapateros, or shoemakers. The giant shoes are more than just a tourist attraction. They are a symbol of pride, a declaration to the world of Marikina's legacy. They represent the hard work, dedication, and artistry of thousands of people who have built their lives around making shoes. It's a larger-than-life tribute to a local industry, and a reminder that even the most everyday objects can be turned into something extraordinary, something that makes you stop and say, wow, that's a really big shoe. What happens when a neighbor needs to move their house? And I don't mean their belongings, I mean their entire house. In the Philippines, there's a traditional solution for that. It's called bayanihan. This is a beautiful cultural value that represents the spirit of communal unity, work, and cooperation. The classic image of bayanihan is a group of townspeople literally lifting a bahay kubo, a traditional nipa hut, on their shoulders and carrying it to a new location. This powerful image is a metaphor for a much deeper cultural trait. Bayanihan is the spirit of helping your neighbors without expecting anything in return. It's about the community coming together to achieve a common goal. Whether it's helping a family move, rebuilding after a typhoon, or preparing for a town fiesta, Filipinos have a natural instinct to help one another. It's a collective spirit that is deeply ingrained in their society, especially in rural areas. In a country that faces numerous challenges, from natural disasters to economic hardship, the bayanihan spirit is a form of social security. It's the understanding that you are not alone, that your community will be there for you in times of need, and that you, in turn, will be there for them. It fosters a powerful sense of belonging and solidarity. It's a social safety net woven from human kindness and a shared sense of responsibility. While you may not see people carrying houses on their shoulders much anymore, the spirit of bayanihan is alive and well. You see it in the way communities organize relief efforts after a storm. You see it in the way families support their members working abroad. You see it in the small, everyday acts of kindness between neighbors. It is a beautiful, powerful concept that shows that the greatest strength of the Philippines is not its islands or its beaches, but its people and their incredible capacity to come together as one. There are some places on Earth that are so beautiful, so perfect, they don't even seem real. The Enchanted River in Hinatuan, on the island of Mindanao, is honestly one of those places. Imagine, just for a moment, a short stretch of river with water so incredibly clear and so profoundly blue that it looks like it's been photoshopped. But here's the thing, it's real. The water is this mesmerizing shade of sapphire and aquamarine, and you can see all the way to the bottom, which is a deep, dark chasm of unknown depth. What makes this river enchanted is, well, its mystery. No one knows where the water comes from. It's a saltwater river, just a few hundred meters from the Pacific Ocean, but its source is a complete mystery. Divers have explored the underwater cave system, but have not been able to find the origin of the spring. The water just seems to appear, perfectly clear and impossibly blue, from the depths of the earth. This has led to countless local legends and folktales. The local people believe that the river is protected by spirits, or encantos. They say that fairies and other elemental beings are the ones who give the river its spectacular colors. And there's a daily ritual that just adds to the magic. At noon every day, a bell is rung, and everyone must get out of the water. The hymn of Hinatuan is played over loudspeakers, and then, as if from nowhere, huge schools of fish appear and are fed by the caretakers. After the feeding, the fish just disappear back into the depths. To swim in the Enchanted River is a surreal experience. The water is cold and incredibly refreshing. Floating in that vibrant blue water, surrounded by lush green jungle, you can't help but feel that there is something magical about this place. It's a natural wonder that really defies scientific explanation. A place where reality feels like a fairy tale. It's a powerful reminder that there are still mysteries left in the world, hidden gems waiting to be discovered, that will leave you completely and utterly enchanted. Sometimes the most interesting facts about a culture aren't the giant monuments or grand festivals, but the simple, everyday objects found in every home. In the Philippines, one such object is the walis tambo. This is not your typical plastic broom. It's a soft broom made from the dried stalks of the phragmites grass, also known as tambo. It's a beautiful handcrafted object and honestly a staple in every single Filipino household. The walis tambo is used for sweeping smooth indoor floors like wood or polished concrete. It's incredibly effective at gathering fine dust and hair, much more so than a modern plastic broom. There's an art to using it, a gentle sweeping motion that is almost silent. For so many Filipinos, the soft swish-swish sound of the walis tambo is the sound of a clean home, a sound of comfort and domestic life. It's the sound of childhood, of their mother or grandmother cleaning the house early in the morning. These brooms are not mass-produced in factories. They are often made by hand in small, family-run businesses, particularly in provinces like Bataan and La Union. The process involves harvesting the grass, drying it in the sun, and then skillfully binding the stalks together onto a bamboo handle. It's a craft that has been passed down through generations. Buying a walis tambo is not just buying a cleaning tool. It's supporting a local artisan and a traditional craft. This humble broom represents a Filipino value of finding simple, natural, and effective solutions. In a world of disposable plastic goods, the walis tambo is a sustainable, biodegradable, and beautiful alternative. It's a small thing, but it really says a lot. It shows a connection to nature, a respect for tradition, and an appreciation for the quiet, simple things that make a house a home. It's proof that sometimes the most essential tools are the ones made by hand with care. Our final stop takes us to the island of Bohol, to a landscape that is so strange and so symmetrical, it almost looks like it was made by giants. These are the Chocolate Hills. There are over 1,200 of these hills, almost perfectly cone-shaped, spread across a 50-square-kilometer area. During the dry season, the green grass that covers them turns a rich, chocolatey brown, making them look like giant chocolate kisses. And no, they are not made of chocolate. I checked. The formation of the Chocolate Hills is a geological puzzle. They are conical karst hills, formed from limestone deposits that were uplifted from the sea and then eroded by water over millions of years. But their unusual uniformity is what really baffles scientists and gives rise to local legends. The hills are almost all between 30 and 50 meters high, creating a rolling, endless landscape of identical mounds as far as the eye can see. It's a truly unique and otherworldly sight. Of course, a place this magical has to have legends. The most popular one is a story of two feuding giants who threw rocks and sand at each other for days. When they finally became friends and left, They forgot to clean up their mess, leaving behind the hills. Another, more romantic tale tells of a giant who fell in love with a mortal woman. When she died, he cried so much that his giant tears dried and became the chocolate hills. These stories add a layer of poetry to the scientific wonder. Climbing to the top of the viewing deck and looking out over the hundreds of hills is an unforgettable experience. It feels like you're on another planet. The Chocolate Hills are a national geological monument and a core part of the Philippines' natural heritage. They are a perfect ending to our journey, a place that perfectly blends scientific marvel with enchanting folklore, just like the Philippines itself. It's a sweet reminder of the incredible, delicious beauty of this country. And that's a wrap. 15 mind-blowing facts about the Philippines, and honestly, we have only scratched the surface. From thousands of islands and underground rivers to hanging coffins and hills made of chocolate, this country is a treasure chest of wonders. It's a place where ancient traditions live alongside modern life, where nature has created masterpieces, and where the spirit of the people shines brighter than any tropical sun. The Philippines is not just a destination, it's an experience, a feeling, a deep connection. I hope this journey has shown you a new side of this incredible nation. I hope it has inspired you to look beyond the headlines and the travel brochures to see the real heart of the Filipino people and their rich, diverse culture. This is a country that surprised me at every turn, and I know it will do the same for you. There are so many more stories to tell, so many more islands to explore, and so many more boodle fights to be had. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you loved this story, please show your support by hitting that like button, dropping a comment with your favorite fact, and most importantly, subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell. We have so many more incredible travel stories and documentaries coming your way, and you won't want to miss a single one. Until next time, keep exploring, keep being curious, and see the world in a new light.